Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Dodo mo parliament o me minority for enye ye ne a anka dodo na wu. Anka dodo na asansafo. Anka dodo no sebio ka yare ku mo. Ye ne tumi ye de ma o munti. Ena sebio adresa kakrama me ne sankwasfo we. Etime wura parliament. Ebi etime wie sika sisi dan. Ebi enya V8 team. And obia anasa each one of them ewo eye police ni obo no ho ban. Sebio oje pay akese eji eye committee allowances, travel allowance ni ade because of us. Inti say ye ka kire omo so omo kotena parliament. Na kodi djuma ba ko pese kotena parliament na koto ato adwene. Go and reason with other people and make sure decisions that are taken are decisions that will at the end of the day help Ghana. You are not going to every day get your way. And me patch says our parliamentar and yet de biana de wobekano sebio ebeto eni anase yebejiatum. But it is also important to say we drink share contribution no and then ebe chere senior assembly dapono so the conversation we are having, your contribution during the conversation one way or the other we're shaping how the conclusion of that conversation goes. But then when you go to parliament and your main focus is to go and distract parliament business to make sure say yeto na yetuano say ko na making sure say yeto no faso abaso no na wo de ugimi yakọ gina ho akoto nwom akobo samambo akodi nkwasi asama, then it means you are not ready to be in parliament. And in the metro about 30 NPP MPs we are not supposed to allow to enter parliament again. In fact, Sa nipa 87 or say 86 no more parliament, it is important we cut it into two. In 2028, about 30 of these people are supposed to stay home. That means about 50% of NPP former parliament, they need to stay home. They are not supposed to go back to parliament. Maybe omo constituency, at the Kudienti Asanko Fȯȯl, they are not supposed to be in parliament. Now, I don't even know how to start. But there was some women and what happened in parliament tonight and not this evening or today. And then they say there are so many people on Mutifie and they are MPP for Besako back. I could catch them say the moon or TV so no enya. The monitia a course or TV so say ye Jimmy and one nipebi ye juma. Your colleagues on the other side, any abria, omo tutunyoma ye juma na ye Jimmy no. Because of the way MPP for ebu omo followers so omo Jimmy. Because of the way minority MPs way, they don't respect their constituents, I am very sure they are going to go back to their constituencies and tell Ghana for say, the amu no TV so nyina won kran no enya no kre. The amu say Alban Bagbin etwa one parliament edi djuma ejiji nyotum ema sebio ye pass emrani ade no enya no kre. Na de na ye momu ye na nyansa wom. I'm very sure they will go out and tell their followers. Because you see, the NPP, the party itself, and the MPN say, NPP losing with this big margin, they still don't respect Ghana for. They still don't respect their constituents. They still see say Jimmy to such a amount to me. I'm going to say Yajin will form to Sabronye. I'm going to say Jimmy to say Supeku. And so the party is not ready to understand the say Ghana for no money ye dealing no ye near be Yajin wate a crassi ni Ghana. Now, team, let me address one or two things and then we will enter into parliament. What do you guys think? If you think I should just go straight and then deal with parliament, I think we have a lot of things to deal with. I can go straight and enter parliament. Team, Mr. P, Mr. S, what do you think? Do we just go in or I deal with 1, 2, 3? I just have about 3 things. Should we go in? You just said yes, boss. I want to know, should we? Okay, my team, they are saying that we should go straight and take care of business. Now, then you see your parliament in there. The reason why in here and there, Sanyama we nina ekoso our parliament and then say, a minority for a MPP for say, courts ashe emra say, a pandai elections of course 2024 no, sa elections no. Eye court Ghana agiatum a judge dano no. I catch Ghana for nyina say. Eye den. Eye sa abana omotoye no. se wentwi a ekoso ene ntokwa ne ketahye ne proye ene aba nipa bi wiaye ene ne kan mu ene ballot papers ne ballot boxes e bi ira enti judge ne say sa aba no yansanto ne foforo. In fact, judge na otena case no so wanka say NDC aba power nti sa kpandai seat no yemfama NDC for. The judge never said that. The judge never said say sa kpandai seat no yantam seat ni fan koma NDC because John Mahama na president. Or say sa wontwi ene me na me wini na we na wini a asem na be pie court a court ejina evidence so ejina sebio adanse so etie afane afanyina no judge ne say from the otie free MPP for ho any the otie free NDC for no ohun say obia wo case na sebio on person be deny pandai for of a member of parliament na sebio omoso omo ha omo gidi tum say omo to abatia sa MP we no so on person be deny omo that right and omoso sebio omo to abama sa MP we no so no on person be nya adwene bi say so omo bu mra so a e wo say mra no ejina into say twa no ekoyo ebayo wa wo say pandai for pe wo no monko back na munyina mon san koto aba no say MP na oteso no say pandai for hu ni say ono an omo pa majority of the people omo to about pandai they don't vote for that MP. Say MP oteso no say sebio abane to no mu no bibia nkoye na nipa bi ewi abani mu a we will know ebi pandai for no ebesesa omo nsa. That is all. Judge na nkase mu nkoku obi. Judge na nkase mu nkofa ase edu nketi amra. Wankasa mu nkofa John Mahama mbra. Wankasa mu nkofa na opokwa. Wankasa mu nkofa ekufu ano. Judge ne say we pandai for they need to have some kind of understanding. They need to come to some kind of closure. They don't want a constituency to feel say ebia they not also we win and ebia the way winning ebia enseso be winning. Na judge ni pese sa peace na pandai for team no or pese or sustain peace because there's still tension in pandai. And the reason make us attention want to say okwa pandai na your nipa dudu bebre wo ha omakume mu no omu di arewo ebufu ho if you say omadwene ye omo say anaso omu hu ni say pe de esi ye nti obi ewia aba no de ma MP no na judge ni pese obi sebio pandai for ebetwa omu akunti o say pandai for pe eye current MP na omu koto aba in 2024 no 99.9% of the order ho tiase and omu nyina no so omu da ho wo e registered him inti mun sanko na mun koto aba no mukoto aba no na samo da ho pesa MP na oteso na why not samon pena eno so ebekire. That is all. Inti eno ena eba parliament a speaker of parliament kire say sebio court de emra aba court edi asem ema court say yendi mra we so parliament bebi a shemra speaker of parliament oka say yentwe na de isi beka no na yenhwe sebia mra no beko yeto ena ebepto ho say e wo say emra na court ahye no e wo say parliament di so ena parliament say yendi sa mra no so enti sa pandai seat no clerk of parliament e de krata every isi wo in fact isi for ena de koma eye parliament say former Alban Bagbin clerk na ka kire Alban Bagbin say eye ye ni isi for ye ready ye pese ye kokpandai na ye koyi MP every say court say yensan koto aba no ena clerk yi ono ye de hye ni nsem ena de bra speaker say speaker enie ena speaker say endie court na kan dia mom yanko pandai ni yanko de yanko to aba say MPP ni no ogine wudi say we wi abanim na sebio pandai for pena omo muto no beto ama no asa this should not affect government business. This should not affect budget year passe appropriations. It should not affect a year estimate a year approving. It should not affect. This is simple. I am very sure say MPs or more parliament in almost some winning almost seat no send there yakasi yakotoaba na sa uji tumpa sa wuna winning seat now. I don't think you will have a problem. So why do you think say this straightforward action taken by the Speaker of Parliament and Parliament as a whole no today some people from the minority, the NPP piglets, the inner monkeyism why do you think say they exhibited it today? It's because time and no more power no they never respected the rule of law. Now I mention what DB. Until Pandai is resolved, government business is going to suffer. What you are saying? So Annor Dompreh constituency asem okan was say until Pandai issue no omo benya di omo pɛ no se ende ye di sika ekɔ eye clinic ana hospital bia e won constituency a mema aban fa nkɔ se won ti asia sa na se kyerɛ o say sa Pandai asem na abesi na eye court ahye parliament say yenkoto aba no Annor Dompreh ne MPP for say send oba time bi at the regional hospital and sa akwara bi at the district clinic district hospital na say bia e was say aban pass sika bi ne ye de kɔ boa no hospital and ato yenche bi AC wo constituency ye de sika bi ye wo constituency kwan ye de bibi ba wo constituency Annor Dompreh say because court ahye mra omo pese ombedi sunti sa sika na ye de bra wo say ye fa nchichiri wo kuro ye fa nto ye de moja emfa mra wo constituency ana ono one constituency na ebia ende emergency nti obi wo ma moja tu no ye hia moja e wo san kedi bi ma no Annor Dompreh and the MPP will say no and then ka pimfo enwu and then ka injanka and then ka ende anadwumi ka say accident bi asi na say nipa bi behia emwo afra ban ho e wo say di sika to moja e wo say di sika eyo nyoma bi a MPP for say until say Pandai no ye dik seat be che omo no omo mpene e mo ba time bi anya e de enkwa Annor Dompreh say omo mpene e ma Ghana mpuntuo bi a ye bi a constituency bi ano enya de omo be pene. That is the meaning of the statement. Into the omo ye no say anopa no ko gina parliament say and the omo ma Ghana bibia nkoso Ghana. This is diabolic. This is dangerous. And there ya no say sankofo we nyina no they feel say omo fa wudie e na ye tietia so parliament. Let's do something. Mama show ade bi. This is Kojo Pom Kroma and the Ogranti interview. Now, mungo ti Pom Kroma. Omuko parliament and no. In parliament, yama obi an ho kwan ma obi adi mraso eye de osoye anameboa. Now, your friend be procedure. Procedure idea bia odeba ye twi kasema senia ye di mraso anase senia ye hihye nyoma ema ko kan yo ye di so pepepe any friend procedure. Enti procedure we ni yefa so saa kwan we ni yefa so saa den kwan we ni ebedi so ma ende ye nyina ye tena table hu ni edidi a ye nim say procedure bi wo ho a wotam fork a ontumi entam fork mienu oso tam ba ko no bi so fa ba ko emo wotimo a ontumi nti emo gu plate miensa so wote ba ko pe e wo nko plate so enti procedure ye nyina ye didi eno na udu parliament a ye friend emra procedure edi so now ende before me go into a matter no the kind of monkeys we have in parliament as minorities. And you see, the NPP, more idea be say, sa opportunity no munya na disrespected Ghana for a boom random so edin kwasi asem no, they are still in that shock or that state of mind. They still think they are in power. They still believe say obi Jimmy. They still think say when they speak, everybody should automatically see them as intelligent people. After Annor Dompreh had the opportunity to read about 10 pages of Omu speech, they got the opportunity in the same parliament to read 10 pages of Omu how they feel about Pandai issue na abeda parliament. I see rerun. Nobody touched Annor Dompreh. Now, Omu we no and I say Omu mpene ema NDC for dear Omu kan omano asem. Now you go to your Ponkroma can say me we are mature there. Listen to a Ponkroma.
In this instance, before the NDC came to power, there was a pre-advertised agenda to get rid of the Chief Justice. Already made that ruling. No amount of pressure should be brought on him.
Finally, as a caucus, you have made your point clear through your minority chief whip that this particular letter should be withdrawn. Now, per practice, we know that once you make that submission, we should hear from the other side of the house. In this case, you are opposed to hearing from the majority. We do not know what exactly he's going to say. Why don't you just give him a fair hearing so that we know the way forward?
Procedure is being used to perpetrate injustice in this country. So what they are seeking to do is to cool down the temperature and normalize it with a long discussion and then tell us that we can go to court if we don't like it. We need to let people understand that this is a political chamber. And all the tools of the trade are available to us in this political chamber. Now, if injustice is being perpetrated of this nature, we will withdraw cooperation. So what we have done is to withdraw cooperation. And prior to this, we have been cooperating. Every single report that comes, we support. We are working towards appropriation on the 19th. There's no business that we haven't supported. We are minded to support the government business to go on. But now that they have elected to put a spanner in their own works by trying to use instruments of state to snatch this seat from us, we are left with no choice than to suspend cooperation. We have a lot of respect.
So, Kojo Pankroma Kasano, or say, journalist Busan say, per practice, Makama Semini, Emma, Monyonko form your majority, it's now, Omonomes Dorso Chemo, about 10 times. They sat down, they listened to you in the chamber. Journalists Busa a very intelligent question. Busa Pankroma say, but colleagues no more the other side. When you people went into parliament, now we reading my speech, you said everything you want to say. Most of them say a redraw letter now if easy and say or say rerun the course. So Parliament of Ghana, maybe a shembra and no one emrano. It allowed you and your group to say whatever you want to say. In fact, about 10-page document. Your leader today, Annor Dompreh, read everything. And now journalist Busan say, now per practice no adentina say oti kebima min kebimum say unim nyansa na wunjimi ya say sebio say ubu Ghana fo a omhwa wo parliament chamber nim e wo TV so a why don't you also give the same respect that they gave you to do what to for them to also tell their story, to also share their view on the same issues you want resolved? Because say oka no be anka, then there is no dialogue. The reason why there's one part, there's part A and part B, and they say we need to have what we call dialogue. I was say we share na now we are sharing na now back to a conclusion. Now for you making a decision. Into journalists and say I'm going opportunity. No, this is a democracy. Parliament is no more. Adentina moma NDC for no chance momo soon ready or dear and count margin na yen to me who may be a bit ND because until say NDC for no ultimate to match margin was some way a match margin. We are not going to get to anything because we need to get to a conclusion. There should be dialogue. Nipa bako enen hundin komo. Kojo Pankroma be an say procedure is being used to perpetrate injustice. What you say? Or say a procedure, be a friend procedure. Senya ye di emraso ana senya ye fa a kwan bi so ede nyoma bi e wo Ghana ye nyina ajatum no. O se nipa bi e fa saa kwan ne so ede de bi e den ede oyene ene ede nipa bi fa hodie ntiatia so aba. The question here is the same Kojo Pankroma and his group of monkeys, they used the same procedure to tell the world in parliament how they felt about the decision of the speaker. Procedure. This same NPP piglets relied on procedure because without procedure, Annor Dompreh wouldn't get the opportunity. Like the majority leader, Hassan Ayaraga, would not allow Annor Dompreh, such a clown, a silly boy, to spend about 30 minutes spewing trash and listening. It was because the NDC or parliament understood or understands, say, procedure is very vital when it comes to dialogue. It's the same procedure upon Kroma is telling you that people are using the procedure to perpetrate injustice. No, they capitalized on the same procedure to be able to make their point heard. They capitalized on this same procedure because I don't think, say, without procedure, Annor Dompreh, that silly boy, and could make an opportunity to stand on his feet for about 30, 40 an hour to tell us the trash he told us today. But because the NPP or because the NDC and Parliament and Speaker himself, they respect that procedure, Annor Dompreh led these piglets and monkeys to speak their mind in Parliament. I hope you understand what I mean. Sebio, you are claiming that procedure is not being used, but the same procedure was what you stood on today. That was your springboard to make your case that you do not understand why we should go back to Pandai to do what? To go and vote or go have a rerun. So it tells you clearly, say, this group of NPP piglets, this group of boys and girls in the NPP who are not intelligent enough to understand, say, the Omo Yeno, Omo Magana for a more say, they don't even deserve to have 87 MPs in Parliament. Now, They wanted to rely on the same procedure to instruct or plead with the speaker to adjourn parliament. Why were they using procedure to make sure speaker adjourns parliament, to stop parliament today from working? I thought they had all the powers. I thought they could have all risen, or they could have all gotten off their seat and said, we are going home. But they wanted the speaker to go through the procedure. They wanted the procedure to work. And at a point, after they exhibited the highest form of monkeyism, they still told the speaker that, Mr. Speaker, we want to stand on this. And with all due respect, instruct you to adjourn parliament. That is procedure. But the same fools will turn around and meet the media and say, oh, procedure is being used to perpetrate an injustice. How? How can you make one statement here and the thing you are against, it is the same thing you want to favor you? You are using the same procedure to make your case. You are using the same procedure to speak your mind, to put across your grievance. But the same procedure, you are telling us that if somebody has to use it, now that procedure is evil. This shows how foolish these people are. Now, time on page of Musaka as speaker, air journey case, now procedure ben or mofaso. Sir Tolon MP, the only time that fool stands in parliament to speak is when he's calling for a head count. When the speaker said, Omokan we no busa say, left and right, yan twaso anasa me yan twaso. NDC focus say yan twaso, Omokas me yan twaso no. That piglet, the Tolon MP rose up and said he wanted a head count and a procedure. Why is that procedure not being used to perpetrate injustice in parliament? Is it on the same procedure? Now, Mupesa Mujina so, Emma, Speaker of Parliament, ATM. Now, Moya Debia, I some way nine, I some way Jimmy. And you see, I keep telling Ghana for say, party way 2028 ne goo. Where Jimmy, you can't think beyond my party. And it helps me say, majority of the young people in the MP, no more Jimmy champion for no. Samia Uku, Kojo Ponkroma, Asenso Boache, Samuel Jinapo, only Jimmy champion for, because it's so bad to say the young ones who are supposed to be smarter, intelligent to know, say no. We know our future is very important to us. We need to be smart, we need to be intelligent, In Kwarane Jimmy champion for no. And it bothers me because then it shows say the party has no future. Now, yesterday they had a meeting with the minority leader Afenyo Markin. Now ask yourself, Argentina is such an important thing to them. You did not see Afenyo Markin in parliament. He set them up. Onim say, majority of MPP for Piglet we Omwe Jimmy, he's doing business with them. Do you know why he didn't show up? Afenyo Markin did not show up because Onim say, this thing they had planned Andra to do today, it was going to destroy some of them, their political career for good. Why do you think, say, halfway they are fooling? They went back and came with nose mask. They had realized that Afenyo Markin, Jimmy Omo, there are so many of them who want to be minority leader. Now, Afenyo Markin knew, say, the moment he pushed them, he throws them to the dogs. And on record, you, these piglets, you were standing and chanting. Afenyo Markin's face wasn't there. He wasn't part of it. Now, who is going to take the fall? Because there are no records of Afenyo Markin leading this group of piglets to misbehave in the history of the Republic of Ghana, to see members of parliament foolishly exhibiting monkeyism attitude. So what he did yesterday was that he knew, say, the action they were taking, the rerun will go on. They are not willing to leave Baumia's campaign to go and follow that cow. So what he was going to do was, he wanted to protect his leadership. Because, Senka Afenyo Markin leading Kofo now, he would have been forced to swallow the shit. Now, because he's not ready to put his political career on the line for these piglets, what he did was that he did not come to parliament. Now, what did he do? He told them he was going to come. He told them, when you go do this. Now, when they got there and started fooling, they realized, they have been fucked up. At a point, they all went back and started using nose masks, thinking, they can hide from their constituents. The second part of parliament, no nose mask, because now they've realized, their constituents will be asking, now kwasiawe onyo ne yakoko ntokoma ne se onko pensiomra. Kwasia we enyo no yakontokwa eto abama ne se onkopem puntumra odwan we enyo no na oma yedwa ye ho ahomache ekobo flag no adenti na ndo gina parliament ejimi a parliament nkoso ose onye enu nti na mkofa nose mask no nti afenyoma ke no o ready omu nyina hu se omu ejimi o ready omu nyina hu se nyansa efe ne nyansa omu ni bi. So he set them up as a whole minority. No, he decided not to show his face, because let me tell you for a fact, right now, after today, this video will destroy lots and lots of these fools their political career. This video, whatever happened in parliament today, that is the end of majority of them their political career. But you will never find Afenyomakin's face. In the future, anybody that contests Afenyomakin in the NDs, in the MPP, or even wanting to be a flag bearer, he can use this video against you. But you cannot use any video against him, because he has never stood in parliament and obstructed government business. He has decided to set you the fools up. Into Muma Jimmy, MPP Mwa Jimmy, the younger ones are more foolish. Into halfway no, and I'm realizing that Abi, you didn't quasi asem. I feel no moka say yankoto nose mask ni enche. Send your beya your constituents no enwi enim. Na me bechawa debi. Before I enter into the 30 MPs or more parliamentar, sa me chraw about the parliamentar in 2028, omo constituents, they have to change their hand. I was a sanko for no, yes, stop you, and I'll do everything possible to make sure say Sani Party way they never enter parliament again. Remember, omo constituents not here say these are not people that you can rely on. Let me tell you, they see a parliament in the the person who led them, me didn't catch your way and sana makuminim. Come out. Nipana odi omonim and the momu Jimmy or parliament, no. Voter, original parliament, the different voter between on any NDC and a 207 vote. Annor Dompreh. So Annor Dompreh, realistically, he's not even supposed to be in parliament. It would now, Kwasia where Onim say 2028, he is going to lose the seat. No, he is dragging you along. Annor Dompreh, parliament no jina Jimmy no ho. Eke kan Kwasia brofo. Obu buditimu ase no. Vote or the parliament 207 vote on the NDC, you know, upon beatings in the pobu bobu tuo. A calling for about recount about 10 times, you know, or only 207 votes. And the BT NDC, you know, the parliament in there. Now, what shows or what tells you, say, this guy who didn't achieve a parliament, you are coming back to parliament. He is not coming back to parliament. Majority of you people don't know. The constituency nation in a Kroben sooner because Afenyomak Annor Dompreh has to go back to parliament. 207 votes. And Okrano okuhunipa omu bohunipa tuo. Omu ye recounting be 20 times. So time no more MPP no power. Vote original parliament on the NDC no contest 207. Now we member of parliament ya sumaum. Yase ko parliament. Ko semra. Ko di wuni ko ma nipa na omode obae no asem hia no odo kwase di otoku echi. This silly fool who does not have respect for the rule of law. Remember 29 so, but I wanted to give you an idea. It will be to say Patricia J mami pejina obetuma wo Afenyomakin aken obetuma wo Annor Dompreh mami pejina otuefu dwene na wama small boy we are in parliament no gina no nipa ni difference the manager parliament no 200 votes. Now, mame Patricia J. Abrewa poso. Obobon to masha we nufu ase. Na wote nkwara we nim na wo jimi wo ho mame penyini. Na ade atia. Na wo tu dwene ababegina wo se yambu yama we nidie. Na wo parliament na wote ase. Patricia PJ parliament na wote no. Mame Abrewa te se wo nufu ago. Sebio ubebi agwa oje newu a awose wa adwini befie no no man nkwara we jimi fo we akwa we gina parliament only 207 votes sankanya NDC MPP na power anka otwe we nkoni parliament na wo ma me penyini Abrewa poso Wenufo anu nyina adwojo na ugina parliament ma enkwara we samia ukumo metumi no obetumi awo mo obetumi afa wase aba kojo oponkro obetumi afa wase epie John Jinapo Samuel Abu Jinapo obetumi afa wase epie sankofo obetumi afio mo na omu jina wechi na ma me panyini untumi ndane ho ngasa monka ma no ntum na wa ma nkwara we jina wechi na ujimi wo ho ma me panyini na yakoya na so ye baaye enkwara wo betumi afio mo obetumi apon wo mo enkwara wo obo wana wo nyima obetumi apon wo mo na enkwara wo egu wechi na maame aberwa poso tisawo unnim nyansa beka sada bi enya sa na ekekere man. So were you expecting said you see your parliament no and can no bema mwenya de mo pa na it doesn't work like that. Enkwara mu di wechi na obetuma afio mo ato obetuma pon wo mo sa wonyim na poli na obetuma pon kwara we mo mafiri mu pia atototo ho na ma me panyini tisawo adie nim guase no asantini ba na yeka obuo na mo pe obuo na firi but I'll come to the matter. Abrewa poso tan unsuye nyansa matna say a young man metuwfo politics inti wadane political jantra mankwara we so ha na watwe we tare woto na ma me panyin toto te sawo wonu fu asin fifire na nkwara we tare wo ho adan a ye nte ase unimu mra. You have been in parliament, ura parliament. Na nkwara we o ma me embo jantra se be wo mo na ma me abrewa poso te sawo wonu fu asin fifire gina ye nte ase o gidien edien na woje dadie sho body sim na wugina ho wugina no aye say edien na woje. Now let's go into the issues. Team, stay with me. In some see parliament in ebini meka kire mo say so wonya abotre na wutia now we analyze the course of parliament and you will see say the NPP as a political party in 2028 no na egu penyini nim. Today you saw the NDC chairman about parliament. The NPP piglet, they don't have a chairman. The party lacks focus and leadership. Why the NPP nim? And yet then and the NPP Annor Dompreh the NPP nim a silly boy or wukura wanje. He came to parliament with only 207 votes. Jesus Christ. He came to parliament with 207 votes. Annor Dompreh only 207 votes. And as we speak, Annor Dompreh and a lead NPP for parliament. Nyansa bena kwa we wo. In China Mojin say or some big shot to be NPP. Onya big shot to we lose seats. He's done. The last parliament in Owono, I can swear. Annor Dompreh last parliament in Owono. Onya soldier for mobotu mano. Onya police for mobotu mano. Annor Dompreh is done. And such a silly boy, a silly raccoon, a silly monkeyism attitude akwara to say na mo penifo didinechi na ojimi mo. I saw him procedure. The same procedure. Now, we have so the parliament. No, we use the same procedure. Obi use the same procedure. The person is doing what? Turning it into injustice. Mwejimi. Into parliament, 2028, this idiot is done. Shall they see your parliament? And this is how they started plotting their foolishness. So this is how Patricia Appiah. This is the leadership of MPP now. Tolon MP or your ex-convict to Australia. There are documents to prove Australia could be no money them. Tolon MP no. And the Cromford near post to na abegine nim so or no the minority weapons a day. And the time na omo constituents eti fie ka say ye MP de one crying or ye adwuma magana no ade no mo ye ne say ye be say parliament inti Appiah oni pono oni omo maka ne say ene Annor Dompreh moma yen say parliament ma me abrewa poso maame abrewa anopa wo soro wo ye ajay ansa na wo soro mpaso woni wo ye mumba wo betuma afie omo sa abortion anka wo ya kan kora anka betuma yi omo nyina firi wase ene omo to ese yengu Ghana parliament ni ase yembu oman nim tia maame abrewa wa hye yomo wa kan yomo e de we ga to so wonufo asim fifire wo ye mumma yan plot na yan say parliament no at a point omo ko dum parliament light no eye Patricia Appiah na my instructions mo ko dum no maame abrewa poso na omo ye sade we nyina awie no e na afi omo start say yan pene impenifu na Patricia Appiah tie nim only the silly boy the Annor Dompreh 270. This is how they started destroying parliament proceedings.
The motion has been seconded, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second the motion heavily moved by the chairman of the Committee of Lands and Natural Resources. And in doing so, Mr. Chairman, I want to call on this House to adopt this motion and pass the amount of money stated in this motion for the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and its agencies. Thank you. It's wrong. Honorable members, motion moved and seconded is for the consideration of the House. Mr. Speaker, I think you can put the question. Honorable members, there be no consideration. I'll put the question. Those in favor of the motion, say aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted. These are the views of the majority. Mr. Speaker, we will take item number 18, which is the Ministry of labor, jobs, and employment. Mr. Speaker, so we'll take item number 18. Item 18. Motion. Chairman of the committee.
Okay. Yeah, I have it here. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion. And he's moving. You move it.
Mr. Speaker, I move that.
And doing so, present your committee's budget report. Mr. Speaker, I urge the Hamza department.
Both the minority and the majority MPs pushing and pulling each other. There's a scaffold that is breaking on the floor now of Parliament as we speak. Both the majority and the minority MPs now pushing and pulling each other on the center of Parliament, and it's unclear how the marshals will resolve this, but you see the marshals there now standing watching what is happening. And for those who just watching, the minority MPs proceeded from their seats. They moved from their seats to the center of the floor in an attempt to distract the happenings. You see the majority MPs shouting push as they push the minority MPs to go back to their seats now. It's a scaffold that has broken between the two sides of the House. The members of Parliament from both sides pushing and pulling each other as the minority move from their seats in an attempt to distract the proceedings of the House. The majority rose to their feet. They will not take anything of a sort from the minority. They have moved to make sure that the minority occupies their seat, go back to their seat, and allow the business of the House to proceed, allow the Parliament to proceed with their business before what we are seeing now.
And I see so many people saying, oh, Speaker of Parliament was soft. He wasn't soft. Speaker of Parliament was obeying the law, the rules of the House. I mean, can be being sure. And these MP before the agenda be by say, they wanted to force the Speaker to call in either the police, the military, or maybe to call in the marshals and more. Send a bear move to me, I then any of my contokwa. Now the crime they were causing or committing, no, na ne sunyina akata. So you see, this is what happened. At a point, Speaker had the question by say, MP before a follow procedure, no catch Speaker as a Speaker. Ya person wa journey a year and the proceedings, no. And a Speaker say, I had ye wambra ye faso. Inti me babe to question. Se munyina mujitum say ya journey a me amiti hey, I go by the law, by the rule. Speaker to question no. And a majority they can say, yeah. Mama yen den, mama ya journey. And a Speaker say, upon voice of munyina muti no left and right ni nyina no. Majority for one say yen twaso. And sani ya no fiha. See yen majority no say yeah journey and yeah journey. The Speaker say he's going by the law. Into yen 12 proceedings so. And a Speaker catch ejuma e was say yen nde a business of the day no and start. Now, before these people came to Parliament, a MP before no, after your marking can catch them say their focus should be that they should not allow Speaker to do his work. Secondly, they should force the Speaker to bring in the military, like what happened before, or they should force the marshals to fight them. And it's a West Stadia. Almost 30 years, the NDC were still working. The Speaker was still making sure proceedings were ongoing because they are being paid. Minu mi any taxes na dia mo so munye adwuma. Enti Speaker there or say yen nyina agya tum say yentena ha no. We need to work. I am not going to send anybody out. Because any or no ne powers mu so obepam obi free parliament. No. Ye di mra so na yen nyina wa ha. Enti say won ye ready say obetia. Speaker was ready to listen to whoever wants to work. So Speaker was like, business should go on. Now the NDC started working. Speaker was listening. But these people deliberately decided and say, led by Annor Dompreh, they wanted to attack the NDC. When MPs know, for about 30 minutes, now she see. Then they started going forward because they wanted a scaffold. No more pentokwa. No more pentokwa. At the end of the day, Parliament in Tokobe see, you be proud be, Yanasi be cool be. Now Abeka say, hey, NDC ba power no. Parliament in Tokobe see, Emma Speaker of Parliament, Eddie Soja Fwaba. But Speaker so on Jimmy, the marshals or more Parliament, technically, Parliament police for no, they have the power to make sure say there's order in the chamber. And they also did their job. Every time we are MP before no, I imagine say they want to go after Speaker or they want to go after the NDC, you know, they come in the middle and stop them. The agenda wasn't to come and work. The agenda was to come and attack NDC for. The agenda was to cause a lot of chaos. Senya beya in Tokobe sima obi moje tu obi na afema be ka che Ghana for say ya nka nkyere mo ya na minority ya ba parliament no omo buye omo prepare yankofo. But you could see how the NDC respects democracy of this nation, how the Speaker of Parliament also respects your democracy. They sat in Parliament and they were working for you and I. Wona na uti dwom na o ka se ebe na nyome mo emre ebe na aban na ayemra ebe na aban na ayedwuma no na aban na yedwuma so na MPP fo e pa aban mu enkofo mu yedwuma te so mo ekuo mo. They wanted to murder the NDC for. They wanted to attack the Speaker of Parliament. That was the intention somebody about Parliament and there. Into sha when you watch the subsequent videos
I rise to second the motion and doing so present your committees budget report. Mr. Speaker, I urge the Hamza department to capture entire report has having been read. Mr. Speaker, as I state my conclusion, in conclusion, Mr. Speaker, the committee therefore entreat the Ministry of Finance to uncap the entirely generated funds of the MPRA in order that the authority could open regional offices to enhance national coverage, strengthen compliance enforcement across the country, to effectively resolve all pension-related complaints across the country. Mr. Speaker, the National Labour Commission is pivotal in settlement of labor disputes in Ghana, giving it statutory mandate of ensuring compliance with labor laws. And
You see why you didn't make a mistake voting against the NPP. If you want to say NPP now to Tia and one mistake. Now you understand why God intervened to get rid of these piglets out of power. Imagine these people were given power from 2024. Imagine. And 90% of them we are saying Baumia. This is what Baumia is grooming. These are the MPs. So imagine. So today you should be proud of yourself as a Ghanaian for voting against this group of piglets. And we need to do more by making sure 2028, so more. Because you see, we cannot allow such people to call themselves honorable. And there you say, we are feeding these piglets every 24 hours. Omoko Parliament in the Oman Yejumabako, and so every single one of them today was paid more than a teacher. And then that teacher need be in a classroom for 8 hours. And Kwasia Fȯȯl MP before we in a parliament the whole day. Sika ya dia mo mundeno. And such a teacher need be a salary organa ne. And then na police will be protected. Edian aban munipa or the kra ato police ni bio we jane yire ne ma ofie ne ma enidi ye ne ba yare na wabedi police agina wiem air directed traffic. Sa police no ogina ewiem for almost 12 hours no. San kwasiafo we call parliament the whole day oma nyadwuma but yeti omo ka enne eche sa police ni no. I'm drawing your attention to something very important. And the next ni bia sebio ne ba yare de fie anka also da fie na ohwe ne ba no saa ne ba no e da fie ma wo de agya obi se o se me ko adwuma anya sa ye be pam me saa next ni ni gina ne na so 2 minutes bia no afre fie me ba no ekosi sen yes ne ho ye na o se owura theater o se okoboa obi apemfo bi next ni no sebio e ka da no so the whole day saa nkwasiafo we den kwasiadom ko in parliament ni etu omaka a chen saa next ni no. Me will say young boys and girls in Ghana say they have not been employed. They are young Ghanaians are unemployed nurses. And then Sanko Fȯȯl they were supposed to sit and discuss a kwanya yebefa so a creative opportunity ama sa nurse for me demonstration. But what were they doing? They were in parliament and they were fooling. There was soja ni bia me no ka say baby o gina sisi anye onyanko be kofia kohwe ne maame. Okosra kwan so yamfa ma no. Ne maame de kurasi ewu. Oni sika o be send ne maame o gina ne naso the whole day soja ni ejuma ni se de soja ni ye de ne ye e sika e de ma soja ni nde no san kwasiafo MPP Fȯȯl atena parliament the whole day ejimi wo mo to nyom ye tu o mo ka echen soja ni no. So why should anybody soja ni no police ni no nurse ni no and the doctors no sebio omo chire omo no why should a civil servant sorry no passe me kwako to abama NPP ni manatna parliament? These are all products of Baumia, and these are the people omunyina ba out and the oko every constituency Sanko Fȯȯl say mama Baumia be your president. Look at them. Where Baumia product? These are the people who want Baumia to be president. So imagine that you give power to these people in 2028. And this video we will never forget. You better watch them me catch them say the leader of a group, the body language, the gestures, the betre omomudini chino, the also moye. And this is an uncle because they go for the only the onim the echo me say en kwasiade ye hunu 2020 2024 from 2017 2024 no etu omo boy no they know the posture of the president. Na MPP for him Ekufuado body language. They knew how he will react. They knew say Ekufuado will enjoy it. He wouldn't speak about it. And some of the things they did, they knew. And anytime I say the actions of a leader, the way he talks, the way he reacts to issues, it can change the people behind him. And in the NDC, you cannot speak anyhow because the leadership of the NDC, they will sack you. Because anything that John Mahama Abayimuno, you cannot do anything. Say, oh yeah, why you will be sacked and you might be sanctioned and jailed. Inti leader is very important. The person who leads a nation, who leads a group of people. They are taking inspiration from Bawumia, and I can tell you for sure that Bawumia knew about this plot before they came to parliament today. Now, make sure the Kudientia, Miria make sure 30 seats, and Yankupon being so good, those 30 seats, or say 2028, these people are not supposed to enter parliament. Omunyano mohande. Make sure about when they do parliament. Difference, omudi to parliament, omudi this and question same way. Now my catch up constituency say, mo to aba, monto nyansa ba, mo fa nipa onim nyansa, owo wo adwene pa de hia no. Enya kwase bi okogina parliament because of the obenyantra wo, because of bawomi odi na chintra wo. Also to aba, uyi nipa no or another opportunity in 2028 to correct the wrong you made in 2024. Yeah. Upon the owu ye ni nyina no. Yete se NDC for eye juma. Speaker of Parliament etina konyom. Omo person mo attack speaker. Omo person mo attack majority no. Still they were resolute no. After everything no. They went outside. Hwasemo be ka kire Ghana for. Omo pia bontene no. Ye dem kan.
Of the day, I can see James Savage is on the ground interacting with someone. Let's go live.
Even the maze was not placed when they were passing the motions. It was illegal. Even the speaker had to be guarded. Even the majority have to be guarded. That the chamber was divided. That the marshal office and security have to be there for it to pass. This is a disgrace to our democracy. It is something that has never happened in the parliamentary democracy, and it is something that is very shameful to the majority side. That you need to pass your motions, you need to pass your budget. That we have security personnel who are in the chamber guiding and safeguarding the speaker before such things have been passed.
Do I understand that you, as far as the minority is concerned, no business has been conducted on the
floor? As far as the majority and minority we are concerned, there is no single business that has happened today, because the parliamentary proceeding, you have been covering parliamentary proceedings. Have you ever seen that they have taken the mace from its original position while parliamentary business is? The mace is the symbol of authority to Parliament. So when it is out of where it is, that means that there's no authority of Parliament. And anything that has happened is illegal. It has never happened. From 1992, they have never passed a motion in Parliament where they have taken the mace from its original position. It has never happened that the marshal to Parliament, it is guiding the mace whilst motions are being passed. This is an illegality. This is a disgrace to our parliamentary process.
Very finally, if you get the Hansards of proceedings today and you see business being conducted, what will your side of the house do?
We will advise ourselves, because we know that it is very illegal. It has never happened. It's shameful for our democracy. And even you media men, have you ever one day see that the mace is taken from its original position whilst parliamentary proceedings? What's the essence of the mace? The mace is the symbol of authority to Parliament. When the mace is standing still, it means that we are doing our businesses. It's only at consideration stage that it is tilted to relax the rules. At this stage, the rules was not relaxed, the mace was taken, and it is illegal, and we advise our...
Continue tomorrow. Will this process continue?
Definitely. Our protest was very simple. Our protest was to the effect that the letter the clerk wrote to the Electoral Commission was illegal. The speaker had made a ruling to say that, and Hansard have captured it on the 27th of November, that if they file a process in court, it means that the member is still a member of Parliament. When the statement was made, per our rules understanding order 93.1, when statements are made, there's no response to the statement. You comment on statement, and standing order 93 say that you may comment, but you are not to respond to the statement. So what we are saying, we have stated it.
Akwawe okori ade Australia tonlon MPW or your Cromford Australia we Jimmy too. We Jimmy Bruta. Me say MPP no entafo no mo Jimmy Bruta. MPP entafo no mo MPP no. They have this mentality say I will see a prove ye ho kire akanfo no. We oko Australia or your Cromford Australia wo. Ekufu at the time yem pamoni we or your Cromford Australia. Odu Australia be china tum. Tolon MP we Jimmy too. Yakase obi Jimmy Bruta. And they say what sakwara bento aketo ne bento akese we Jimmy bento akese we Jimmy too. De bia entafo no mo MPP mu no ene de omo gitumi ye de omo yankwase adwuma hwena no nsuo Jimmy also pia bontene no enkwase ade oye ho nyina camera capture no o se enyo mo no mo ye So Jimmy omo exhibit ya aberwa poso Patricia Pieja the 12 dwene ene silly boy to say Annor Dompreh ene kojo ponkron wahwe ponoma ne bema no abua kohwe fom enkwasiade omo ya camera capture omo no omo pie no omo beka ye omo so omo nya hwe omo say nothing happened. And that is how they see their constituents. Omo constituency for this omo Jimmy. They don't respect Ghanaians. And it's make will say omo number na wo no I say about 30 year 2028 yetumi gifri omo nsem. I will see yetumi limit omo to the point whereby we can have that free mind to govern this nation, build this nation. And I like something about the majority leader. Minyabotre na me share the body language and na me say me share how he is going to stand to this, because this was his first test. And we have always said Ayariga has been a gentleman. He's always collected, always calm, always waiting at the right time to attack. We always were like, that is not how it's supposed to be, because he had said MPP for the Omo Jimmy. But today he exhibited the highest form of intelligence, maturity, because the reason why he came to parliament is to make sure that Ejuma eda eponosono yeah, that was his job. So obi be bien tuo se Patricia Pieja obe run the skirt manaka the G-string man ne tu edwene ehso obi a emfa no ho. His focus was to make sure business of the day we go through it. And that was the main reason why the NDC majority were in parliament. Business of the day. We are paying them with our taxes, and they have to make sure say and I really respect the way he composed himself. Or show a gap between the majority and piglets. He ignored them. And I really like the way he made them understand to say, they can do the job.
That we should not be transparent about our arguments, that this side of the house should not be heard on this matter. And I have said it's not possible. No matter how much you chant, no matter how much noise you make. In fact, even if you come and stand on my seat here, I will still state my position so that the speaker can give his ruling. So, Mr. Speaker, the issue before you is not to challenge your ruling. It is not to challenge your ruling, because your ruling was not even about what happens when one files an appeal. Your ruling was whether or not within the 7 days you could be called upon to remove the member of parliament from the chamber. If you recall, that was the main issue.
Leadership. This leadership. 89 Komo expect to say Ayariga will be like, let's go out, let's leave them. No. And from today, we need to understand to say, your leadership in parliament, NPP, how many leadership? I've no marking away. Or set your money up, including a Pieja Brewano, Onimso Mwe Jimmy. In the archives from today, you will not see Afro Markin being part of this monkeyism. Onim said there are about 6 people in front there, almost in the position. And this was the perfect opportunity for him to set them up. And he knew the outcome. After Markin from day one knew say that rerun was going to happen. He cannot change anything in parliament. He cannot do anything. But what he wanted to achieve, he saw this opportunity as the right opportunity to set all of them up. Annor Dompreh Jimmy, naturally he's foolish. And what he did was, this is what we have to do. Don't allow. Go, I will come. I will make sure. I'm not doing well. You people should finish it. It's at a point. Nose mask. Now, nose mask, no. They were wearing the nose mask to tell constituents, say, vote now with the Maya, no. You say, Modia Maya by Jimmy. That is why they were hiding from their constituents. Now, my uncle, before I open the phone lines, make sure I DB. There were 30 MPs and there, na monkeyism, Adri Binino, Egu Omonuma no Mujimi. And I want to prove something to the MPP. In 2028, my constituents no will see, say, you people don't deserve. And Nipa 30, they are not supposed to go back to parliament. Now, I'm mentioning what they share Aba Omudijina parliamentar, Omudi Jimmy. And you see, all these 30 MPs, all of them, they should lose their seat in 2028. Me ya idea we because me person mo constituency ti ase say inti nipa dodo ketewa we ya unya ya di wura parliament a also oya ade a emfaso wo so na ebeboa wo ma ya sa to ama wo no ya to obaka kra we ya unya difference ketewa we no ade a wo kwa parliament no me person mo constituency ehu aba o mo de call ye and why they don't deserve their vote in 2028. Here yan starting free Annor Dompreh. Annor Dompreh edi eye sankofo we nim no. Vote Annor Dompreh etumi de ba parliament no eye 207 votes. So ye Ghana ni na wadwini adwuma na owo Annor Dompreh in Sanwem Adwegiria. Annor Dompreh na the party no power. Annor Dompreh na omo majority in parliament. Annor Dompreh na NPP ekufu the police soldiers e back no. Annor Dompreh after 2024 elections or the 207 votes per the win year. Actually, wait, Jimmy, Annor Dompreh is not coming back to parliament again. And he knows. And he's doing everything possible to make sure so Annor Dompreh's decision today, Nyanse Nimo. Ono, or to say Kramaya Wabodam. He knows he's not entering this parliament. 207 votes, 2024 vote or the parliament. The difference between Ono and the opponent or your NDC, you know. Now, we are in Sawan Adwegiria. Now, constituency who acquire NDC here. Jumadia NDC here. Now, in 2028, went to Mafa to me, ama NDC, you know, to go and also tap into the blessings of John Mahama's government. Now, what you want? Now, Adwegiria to Hoya Deng. A very silly, foolish boy. Now, Sa Papa, we know Ojinaho Jimmy B. Or the 19 votes in the parliament. On the year Obuasi East, almost a doctor. Not Oyindro or Obuasi. Your friend, Patrick Boachi Yadom. More Obuasi East. Meankasa Obuasi East. Akwawe, or the just 19 votes. None Abina was no more majority in parliament. And today, a Chester question was also back to parliament. Nipa 19 a moment vote, and I'm share no same for me. 19 votes. The original parliament here, no. So why didn't you give it to the NDC person to go and bring development home? 19 votes, 19. And then the difference between Ononene NPP, NDC, Nina, or the parliament. On Casa Parliament da. On Casa Parliament da. Na yate boase, na yatam nipa 19. Matwa makwa we say, over 19 vote difference. Nobody in the NPP, Nipa 30 onya a difference of over 10,000 votes. None of them. They were all in parliament today. None of the MPs I'm the one there. None of them got over 10,000 difference or about parliament. None of them. So the probability say all of them will go back home. They are not coming back to parliament, and it is high. And it's only about me, you know. Obuasi is mon fan tour, mon recording tour. Time ne buy be unwejuma. Wey eye takrade. Akwana wa sa adre na o se takrade for eye adre ka akuru no. Kobi ochire da akon. Oni NDC no vote difference na 1,004. And on the parliament 1,004 vote difference or the rural parliament no. I didn't know betum dia bro. Hwan kwase ade o parliament here. Make sure 30 of them. Obi eni wo nya 10,000 difference. 1,400 vote takrade. Kwasi ampe yiwe wa num wi to say opro every minute bia enye wi no no di ajantra fo echi. Kwasi we wa ye galamsey ma obi de galamsey sika 60 million adwane. Only 1,400 difference. Greater takrade. Takrade. Why should you allow this fool? We teach away. Say we teach away to go back to parliament. Can kwasi dey no parliament. Dey na chese o impuntu beba. Na we obetuma ko joma ha ma akosere impudio. E dey na o de beba. You need to hand over the seat to Obia Obetumi impuntu aba. Just 1,400 difference. Me say 30 MPs America. Nobody won their seat with 10,000 votes. None of them. And so, and then that's immokualization, sa indualization, sa abrichialization, sa improvisation, and cocoalization attitude. And you're more exhibit to parliament. Yanko enim. Gawe, sofu moko. Ono na weyi Kennedy Japan ama. Kennedy Japan so akwa we nsa. Eko Asen South someone tomano. And there also Kennedy Japan about dam or Pebaumia, a difference of 1,500 votes no DJ Parliament. Oh, when them kwasi no ye. Now Oko Bible mwa Elijah, Elisha, Moses mo. Na nkomo te se kwasi say ya anka endenke da ombo Moses din. And I have sworn, say I will take this seat. Asen South, I will dash it to the NDC. And the Sakwasi and pay no in Parliament. Sofu Moko. Obano Ogujantra for so on Kraya. Ojina Parliament for over 10 hours. Or a difference of 1,500 votes. Pew. Mississippi Becho Nipa 30. Obiano Onya 10,000 difference. And remember, no more power. No more power. Or more power. Or more majority. The security, the everything. Sanko Fowe. Kwasi and pay way. Difference will be winning about 1,400 votes. None of the 30 people will be a 10,000 vote difference. Nobody, none of them. So for Moko, chromophobia nenense. Now, Tolong MP or the 6,000 votes. MP for Tolong, way Oko Australia or Chrome4. Oko Ria Ubinyoma. And your channel document or is a thief, is a criminal. Ghana and Yan Kanokre, Jimmy. None of these fools was ever, none of these guys came to Parliament with 10,000 difference in vote. None of them. Why should we be allowing these fools, piglets way, and we are feeding these dogs every day? Tolong for this guy is not supposed to come back. I'm showing the constituents say mistake and we are going to correct that mistake in 2028. Oko Australia or ye way or ye paper or ye Chrome4 Oko Ria Obinyoma party men obet join NPP and the MPP so ntafo mo do na Jimmy because they want to prove themselves to say Sebio ye de pese ya akamfo and no use almost say moa. Okay, MP Daniel Ado, he won with only 4,000 votes. Okay, honestly, they would Jimmy no home. Okay, for Aquaway, time MPP was on and the Odibia Bafie, Dabi, and Kwasiadi Okojina Parliament yeni. Vote difference are audited Parliament at 4,000. Okay, a honor or ye MP. Ojina Parliament, who fi free, ne two thing. If you've got to tina motium and a wait Jimmy home for 10 hours, 1 year Juma, we are nursing in our walk here. You trying to catch a Wendy. We are teaching in our walk here. A banner will go to Sanyans, a quawe finance some brief, you know, or think kind of old Jimmy. They need to leave Parliament. Mo constituents are made a chiro mono, Kwasia for me and nose mask. Omunye. These are the fools who were fooling today. Akwa we friend on the year in Koko MP. Joseph Frimpong. The margin is 7,000. In Koko is a big constituency. Nipa 7,000 say, where the agents so the Papa pay you toto, na no win saba umia enta, or the Nekwasi in Parliament. The constituency here so, omu here de, Shan Koko and the Kosha Galamsia Kosu on Koko. Ya pe kwan bi so a stop your mo na mo si ye adwuma or the kwasi at Parliament e kontokwa enkoko for bre regional hospital district hospital enkura mo ho ye adwuma or the kwasi at nkran hwade oye. None of these 30 people obi any the 10,000 difference about Parliament. None of them. These are the fools who are fooling. NPP no mujim no munye. Oma go no smarts. Me pese me constituency be hu manim. Me kire omo any vote omo de Parliament. You wasted vote. You wasted votes. We have wasted a lot of votes. When we are Sankwas, Hadia New Jabe North. Nana Osei Ej 7,000 votes difference in order to Parliament. New Jabing. And then no Parliament na o Jimmy. Okoshia girls are medium honorable kwasia. Honorable Jimmy 4. Honorable Umumra. Honorable National Television Wujina su Jimmy ohu. Wemu they are not supposed to go back to Parliament. Mediomo che sa eye Jabe North for munipa we and then ojina ho ne 250 adanya. Ye ntiase. Ye ma hospital na ye de ba na ye mfa ma. Aban sika opeso de ba say Idwabe North na ye mpene e ma government business enkoso. Kwasi ato we o. Na makɔ line mo amukɔ bɔ a flag mo amukɔ sorry ahomachi kwasi we de otin kran ye no. We Jimmy Bruta. Nice man, yeah. Jimmy. Akwawe, your friend, a J Mensa Scorsa. Akwawe, with Jimmy Chembibia, or the 3,000 vote penalty parliament, or your MP for Techiman South. I like the law. Omubotu, wait, women are not Omubotu, or the 3,000 vote people, and or the parliament. Ni huni pa omugu Techiman bre hospital papa ni ho or say the obey say on abrewa poso and a better parliament Jimmy or the just 3,000 vote difference. On the NDC in only 3,000 though. And akwa wejina parliament. Me see Obian were over 10,000 gabo and not even 8,000, 9,000. None of them. Me see 30 seats way, I will make sure I take every one of them from NPP. 30 seats way in 2028. I will take each one of them. NDC4. Omo constituents, omo njimi yo. They will change. Omo nsa. Omo su pempuntio. Na nkwasi afo ya so omo se mo nkon kran. Mo nkodi aban adwuma. Na yemfa mpuntio mbrefia. Mo de mo kwasi at parliament ebo ose. Mo de mo kwasi ye hijama. Mo de mo jimi etete parliament say ba obi ankofo ye ma aban fa eduro nkofie. Aban fa nsuo nko. Aban fa mpuntio ma. You are not going to parliament again. Akwawe, your friend Fred Che Asamoah or the 1,900 votes and order to parliament. And no, then the kwasi TTM. Yes, kofam puntio bra or your offense north for MP. 1,900 vote difference. Me didn't go for a cramp and come kwasi do and come at me home. The constituency no and say, hey, when you end this in the difference, gab ni mo. BBG this in the mao. Uku nipa mo bonkofo mo tata nipa wie mu eno ko no the 1,900 votes pe. Uko do parliament obe pre mpuntu abefie, abe pre enjuma abefie, obe pre akwan pa abefie no, ode ne kwase di abrewa poso echi. Ena kojo opon kroma gantrafo no ogu omo nchen na omo jimi omo ho TV so na abana ye toma wo no impunto na akasa akofa abana ewen offense north no gina parliament in there o jimi constituents am go to abama akwa we and the mohu mistake amaye akwa we Tivet akwa we North Carolina ono na mo friend say jikoma me obi akwa America say $10,000 koma me yire me say no na yire don bedi wo North Carolina kro no mu ni bi akwa we na oye adwuma o say CVS o say na ohihye duro oba Ghana na ekufo adomo omo ba ye no mbetam edien Tivet ma no akwa we minimum no North Carolina na note na oni kapre ende be hedan wa tegu a MPP fu agimi na yete Ghana ehia mu abrochire o onye doctor papa bia oba also a doctor oboa and I'm going to say Tivet. Kromfo Obi and the Oko North Carolina, your friend Jikomame. Negate North Carolina on your Juma. Wato dina obadi team kwasiaba and akwa we bo kronu ofie on another Tivet and akwa we. May ye the story remukai. Kromfo or the 1,900 votes. He is not going back to parliament. And Kobia watana broche kwasia. Ude won't see be puntu tie or the Jimmy in parliament elbow samambo. Ye be chinchim nkofo say the terms seat ne de ma no adenti na be mo fi abrocha ba Ghana so mo pe seat omo fi abrocha ba Ghana so be so mo ye MPs abrocha mo wono mo ni bibia o me say we North Carolina na yire and your friend Jim come me and the sika ne mabiem oba ne nyadwuma no tifie and akwa we obi ba no obobo cash 10,000 for me yire ma me 10,000 any 2 days na yire asa to dan foforo adwo safo no ba omiamo ba bebi anom da na yakwa we fie Canada Japan mu ni fie eni ti oba yom se omba na MP kwasia we oni hwe ende be hesika we wia begu abrochiri akwa we hwe nanim obi ka se oh fine boy Messi MPP, omusa omejimi, omunya no mabodam. Enkora na jimi champion for no. Ahafo South for house, ahafo West. Ahafo South West. Omu MP ni. Your friend no Elvis Dapa. Difference or the parliament is 680 votes. And so kwa brantie. Ne kwati jina so na ne kwasia odidi abrewechi. Ya ntiasie ya nya dwuma. Ahafo Southwest for se konkran. Abrantie konkran. Seni amanfo di mpuntu bo mu krom no kopri bibra. O de kwasia di abrewechi. Ejina parliament twisa mambo ema ne bema tare oba atoma ya ntiasie kwasia 2028 we obeko fie constituency mo hwa no o de bibia ba fie onfa kaprema de oye no ngran no. None of these people 30 MPs obi de 10,000 votes difference to parliament. None of them. It means their seat can tilt any day. We Jimmy obi say o we di o ya brantie o ya pie hia fresh blood here. Fresh blood e chen ace. Fresh blood e chen pito we Jimmy chen kokora no. The parliament here no. Oh we dey so a young. Akora we Jimmy no a dangerous chen cobra. Akora we Jimmy or a dangerous chen cobra. Small boy wakotena parliament unjimi ya fine boy udi abrewechi e momu use so pro. E dey na dey akọ krom. Udi vote difference of 680. And the parliament, Jimmy, 680 votes. Me be a phone lines, no. Obia constituency, Ufra no acha maybe a ufrefi, or constituency a ufrefi, maybe a phone lines, man be 5 minutes. Kwasi afo. Akwawe, your friend Kojo Pon Kroma, vote original parliament difference 5,000. And yet 15,000. And yet 20,000. Why ye galamse and the Kufu Adoma expose in Aba. Akwawe we di minister twice. Kojo Pon Kroma da wujina parliament Jimmy. Ofuansia yirebi for say wo de na ju so to radio so. Near so a journalist. Near so nim nyansa we Jimmy Chen Tom Brown. We Jimmy Chen Tom Brown ashe. These are the guys sitting in parliament. Hwade na we in parliament in there. And so sorry say ye kratche for e de na ye kratche e wo de na omo yenim. E de pa na ye kratche wo de na omo yenim. Kratche no ene de e kase obi ye kratche ni a na ene de na say utitedwa onigi condom ho. Utitedwa wo ye gala. No. Kratche ni at the point in time also to me restraining ho. When Jimmy, nobody is in parliament with 10,000 difference of vote. No. 5,000 and the botuo the soldier for the police for he's going to leave parliament in 2028 because with him of course year before no nyankwasiafo radio na oteso na odeda omo kojo de so tinkan yo you hu TV so you hu radio so ye won kwofo mu nim nyansa wo force ahire bi a obetu aye adwuma no and John Mahama after 8 years ekufo ado tena so ye ntuma anya of force ahire bi for kwan John Mahama ne NDC na ebe ye imagine say Sanka NDC MP ne teso ewo ofuanse ayirebi a anka nya kwan keke ne be yafa o anka betumi aye ade foforo kese asa aka ho abana yeto no yento abampam punti o sa we de tiso we de opepodo we de opema we de wajimi no yemfa nto aba o yeto aba epempunti o enti sa NDC na ofuanse ayirebi a momfa tumi ni ma no na momfa sampunti o de mrafie Mama Nkofo we 8 years. Kwasia we not radio so and opebia onim Ghana nyansa nyina. Good evening and good morning to Joy News. Dian discussions. Onim hute 8 years. Wafa kuraba ma. Oba osombo gala. Kwasia to. Oba ose gala. We mu ne we mo gala. Oh we mu ne we mu ntonchene. Ontumi mfam puntu djuma papa bia ma.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.